Alright, we're back. It's another episode 2 of Jim's Average Cooking Show. I just want to thank everybody for watching the first episode and leaving me comments on Facebook and YouTube and text message. So again, it's just something I'm doing for fun. I love to cook and I just wanted to share it with some folks. So I hope you enjoy it. And today we're making beef enchiladas, and we're going to go through some of the ingredients we need right over here. You just get a pound of ground beef. You got a pack of corn tortillas. Butter, onion, about half an onion again chopped up. Some spices we're using, it's just a chili pepper and adobo. That's kind of a blend of salt, pepper, cumin, a lot of good stuff in there. And my secret is Hormel chili. I don't know if I can get an endorsement out of that, but you're going to see it's going to help make the sauce for the enchilada. Some people will make sauce with ancho peppers, and it's a quicker way for me just to make the sauce. Lots of shredded cheese, and then we're gonna make a pico. I've got some red tomatoes here and some onion, cilantro, jalapeno, lemon and lime juice, and I've got a couple avocados here. We're gonna make some guacamole as well if we got time. So we're gonna get started. So we've got our hot pan over here. So we're just gonna go in. This is just a pound of meat. We're gonna brown it up in the pan and drain the grease when that's about ready. So that's going to just take a couple of minutes. I'm not going to season the meat right now because I'm going to be draining the grease out of it, and that's going to take some of the flavor I add into it away. So what I'm going to do is just going to go ahead and let this brown up, and then once I start mixing everything else together in this pan is when I'll go ahead and season it. Okay, so we're draining the meat off right now, and you can see a little bit of grease on the burner. So we're going to just kind of saute our onions a little bit there, get that going, and we're going to throw just a little bit of oil in there to help them out. So we're going to let them go just a little bit. You don't want to brown them up too much. We're just going to cook them just a little bit because they're going to cook more as we build these enchiladas, and you'll see that. You got a little bit there, and here's a little trick. You can add a little water. That adds steam into it, and that can help cook your vegetables a little bit in a big pan. So we got that going, and we're going to bring the meat back in, and we just want to start to stir that up a little bit. Let that go, and so we're gonna, and this is when we're gonna start to add our spices. And so you got a little bit of adobo. You just want a couple of shakes of that. Again, I don't measure with teaspoons or anything. Chili powder, and you can use any kind. Some people will actually make dried chilies and use that for a sauce. Again, I like to kind of cheat, make it easier. Which brings us to our next ingredient. It's just that can of chili, no beans in it. We're going to pour that in, and we're going to add about half a can of water. And make sure you get everything out of the can. You just want to pour that in. And you can take a look and kind of, once you start mixing it, you'll see the consistency. It's going to be, again, like a sauce, maybe like a spaghetti sauce. Because part of this is going to be go into our tortillas, and then part of it's going to be the actual sauce we pour over top of the tortillas. And you'll see that in a few minutes. So we're just going to let that simmer and let everything come together, and then we're going to come back and start putting our tortillas together. Okay, now we're going to start building the enchilada. So I've got a pan here with a little bit of butter and oil, and I'm just going to soak a tortilla in there. And the reason I'm doing this is they're pretty fresh, they're pretty soft, but this is going to make it roll just a little bit easier and kind of keep it moist during the cooking process. There's a little trick you can do. You can hold another tortilla in your hand because this butter and oil can get pretty hot. So what you want to do, you want to come over to your meat. And I'm using a slotted spoon now because some of that sauce is going to come out. But that's okay. I just want to fill the tortilla with meat. Take a pinch of our cheese. And then I'm going to roll that up and put it inside a pan like that. Now this recipe, the way I make it, you know, with the ingredients I've shown you, it makes about 12 enchiladas. So if you want to make a little bit more, just use, you know, more tortillas. If you have a bigger pan, you can do that. But like I said, this comes out to about 12, you know. So if there's 3 or 4 you eating, you know, you get a nice meal out of it. If you want to have some leftovers for lunch, you can certainly do that. So we're going to go ahead and finish putting the enchiladas together, and then I'll show you what's next. So we've got our enchiladas put together, and I mentioned about the sauce, so everything that's left in the pot. There's a little bit of meat and a little bit of sauce there. So we're just going to put just a little bit on right now, just kind of a base, and then we're going to come in and we're going to put some shredded cheese on. Just a little bit through there. Just cover it all up. And then we're going to come back and we're just going to get some more of that sauce on there. And just spread it, might as well pour it out. Just spread it all around. And that's going to cover up our enchiladas. It's going to help keep the tortillas moist when we're cooking it. So we're just spread that all around because that's going to go in the oven in a couple minutes. About 400 degrees. You just want to melt the cheese on it, kind of finish everything off. This is my daughter's favorite part, is just loading it up with that shredded cheese. You'll probably end up using the whole bag by the time you go inside and outside. So there we go. Just finish that off. Now we're going to go into the preheated oven. Just set that in there. That's going to go about 5 minutes, and then we'll be ready to plate it up. Alright, now we're going to bring our enchiladas out of the oven, and you can see all that cheese is melted on there. Looks lovely. So we're going to go ahead and just get about 3 of these out. And we're going to throw them on the plate right there. Get all that cheese coming off of it. Get a little extra sauce on there, why not? Now we're going to come over and we've got some of that pico. We're just going to put on our plate here. And we've got our guacamole. We're just going to put a big dab of that right there in the end. And a little bit of sour cream. And we're just going to throw that right in the middle. Get some sour cream on our beans. And we'll throw a little bit of pico on our beans as well. So there you go. You have beef enchiladas with some pico and guacamole and some refried beans on the side. Alright, that's it. That's our beef enchiladas. I hope you enjoyed watching it again. I know I enjoyed cooking it. I'm definitely going to enjoy eating it. If you guys want to send any more comments on Facebook or YouTube, I'd really appreciate it. I know we're still making some mistakes and getting used to it, but we're just doing it for fun. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Take care.